Good morning. So we're at Hallcroft today with James Moat. It's a Saturday match. It's about 20 of us on it, and we're on Moat Inner on the inner island. We've got all 70 pegs, so we're spread out really well. I've drew peg 2. I've not fished here for quite some time in a match. I'm told this is the best peg on the lake. Peg 2. Fish to your margins. There's a sunken block, and you fish the other side of that, and you catch loads of fish. So it's easy. I must be able to win today, no problem at all, because I'm on the best peg. Well, it's not always like that, but I do fancy it. It does look well. There's 1 or 2 fish moving around. So I've set up a couple of pace lines. I've set a pace line up this side of the block at about 2.5 foot deep, and I've set a pace line the other side of the block at about 5 foot deep. I've set a meat line up as well at the same depth, although slightly further in. So I'm going to fish slightly on the slope, so I'm not in the deeper water. So hopefully the carp will come up and take the bait, assuming we can get them feeding. If that doesn't work, I've got 1 or 2 other lines set. I've got a shallow rig, I've got a pace rig the other side set up in the deeper water, and I've got a method feeder, and the method feeder I can explore various different lines, but I should be going a bit further down the margins with the method feeder out of pole range if I can't catch close in. So let's hope we have a good day. I'm really looking forward to it. Maggot, 6 mils, worms, luncheon meat, paste, micros, expanders. That's today's buffet. So I've gone straight in. It's gone within a minute. Fishing paste the other side of the block. It's only a little one, but it's a good start. So that carries on. This is my second put in with the paste. The Peach Jackson's had one already as well, same as me. So it's a promising start. Baby one. So this is my 3rd fish, and so I've stepped up my rigs. This is a 514 rig. What I'm doing, I'm not fishing near the reeds. I've come 1.5 meters out from the bank. I'm feeding even in slightly deeper water. It's in the nest anyway. Catching these skimmers now. Putting bigger bits of paints on, try and get the carp rather than skimmers. Feeding a ball of micros squeezed tight with the paste so it gets to the bottom. So put a bigger bit of paste on that one, and it's got a carp on. I'm not getting really big fish, but I'm coming steady. This one may be a bit bigger. Right, so we're 2 hours in. Catching skimmers at the moment. Hunted the carp for a little while, but I've had 7 carp. And then I've probably had 8 or 9 skimmers. This has been the biggest one so far. So that's the biggest so far. What, 10 ounce? I'm catching on paste at the moment. If I put maggots on, I get very, very tiny fish. And although I've had 7 carp, there's only 3 actually been above £2. All the rest have been little ones, pandas. Jack has had a few fish to my left on peg 5. Apart from that, I don't know what anybody else is doing. Can't see anybody. But yeah, happy to have 7 carp and 8 or so bream in the net. There's not many signs of fish moving around or anything. Missing a few bites though. The bream are pulling at the paste. But at the moment, if nobody's catching carp and catching skimmers, I have to put fish in the net. Hopefully get some more carp in a bit when they start feeding again. But fishing the side of that block, I should pick the odd one up as they come nosing around. Hopefully anyway. Another skimmer, I think. Wouldn't mind if they got a bit bigger. It's 6 ounces and so they're just hardly worth catching. You don't want it at 2 or 3 pounders. The swimm's just gone a bit quiet. A couple of puts in, not had a skimmer. I think I've got a carp on there. So how do I keep the carp in the swim? Tough one. That's a good fish, that one. Oh, I'm pulling hard on this, trying to keep it out the reeds. No point in letting it go in. Either comes out or goes up, comes off. Paste and pellet. Come in slowly. It's like a heavy fish. Oh, that's a big fish. I've got a proper honey monster here, Brian. Oh yeah. This might be the biggest fish you've had on all season. Tiring now. Oh. Oh, look at that one. Oh, and that's why I'm using the big landing net. Oh, oh, oh. It's a proper fish, this one is. Oh, look at that thing. Wow, what a fish that is. It's a good double. Can't get out the landing net, it's that big. Beautiful. Right, so I've gone to feeding slightly harder 4mm fellets. Feeding these slightly further away from the bank. And I've had 4 carp in the last hour. Now it's now 1 o'clock, so 3 hours in. And that last one was, I don't know, 12 or 13 pounds, something like that. That's a big fish. A long fish as well. It's always nice when you get those. Still getting the odd skimmer though. Nice one in this size. Common. There's a dicky fin. So I'm going in without feeding, just the paste in the pot. But I do that last one, caught a fish. I'm trying to work out when to actually feed though. Every time I feed I get missed bites and foul hookers. There's too many fish down there. So I tried a period without feeding any and just see if it works better. A little bit fought really hard. What a scrap that was. For the moment I'm just pasting the pot and putting about 24 mils in after it. Quite firm 4 mils, not too soft. So the softest bit of bait there is going to be my hook bait, hopefully. Another good common. There's a minnow in the net. A good fish. Oh no! So that is how not to put a carp in your keep net. So I've got my rod rest around there like that, so that rod rest is stopping the landing net going in. I'm trying to squeeze it past instead of moving it. So that fish was about £6. I'll just put it back. Oh my goodness. That could really cost me. Oh. Oh. Shocking. I'm catching okay, but not catching well enough to put £6 back. Oh, dearie me. Got a bream on. Nice bream too. Lovely bream, that one. Very angry, look at the carp. See if we can hit the net this time. Yeah, that's how you do it. Right, so it's 2:30, hour and a half left. I've got a top kit and part of my top 4 in the reeds. Snapped off on a honey monster that got wedged in the reeds. I've still got 15 carp and a 10 or 11 bream. So nothing in the last half an hour. So we can get a couple more fish. And another little carp anyway. Look like a drooper. So there's 40 minutes left. Hardly anything. I think I've had one fish in the last 50 minutes. Maybe one bream and one small carp, that's it. Swim's died, not getting any bites down the margins. Past that block, there's nothing there at the moment. So I've just refed it with 3/4 of a pot of pellet. Hope you can bring them back in. I think I've got 17 carp, about a dozen bream, I think. So I've not had a bad day, even if I don't catch any more. Chances are now people will be catching down the margins, so there might be some decent weights, but it depends if they feed or not. I know, I've heard, I think Alan Slack's got one about £15. Thought about it. This time. No, you're not coming in. Wow. Right, that's it. A terrible last hour and a half. I think I had 2 carp and a couple of bream. One nice one, about £6 or £7, but so I've had 18 carp, 12 to 15 bream, something like that. So let's get packed away. I'm going to see who's won. Well, that's good. At least I got my kit back anyway. My biggest fish of the season by some margin. The long fish as well. You going to post for us or not?
Oh, sure.
I won't pick him up too far. That'll do.
64.2 so far.
It's at least £50 still. Just call it 58.
Yeah. Takes a lot of effort coming up there, pal.
I'm a granddaughter.
Hey.
He gave me the
Son
son
in
in
law. Did 20 that, is it?
Well, they live 175
You're
miles
fishing,
from me.
but you're not.
350 round trip.
It's not quite too
Yeah, but they've been bad up there, haven't they? In Northumberland.
Not as much as you've got now.
29.2.
I've got £55 on clip.
Hey, yeah?
You're not that big,
I had about 8 grand.
What is that?
What is that? Find a wheel stop for you.
55 more.
50. 48.
Well done, Roger.
Well done, mate. Then you'll this is me.
Yeah, I wanted out. It's the biggest fish I've ever caught.
Oh, nearly.
19.
Hey.
19.4.
That girl with you.
I think that's why they came to
Cheers, Steve.
Did they come early then? They had a few bites, no?
Digested it.
I had 2 from out in front, and then rested in that morning.
Galileo.
What, 2 carp on me? Two carp, yeah, for about £10 on me. No, on
Next week.
6mm pellet on pole and 8mm pellet on bowl.
Have you played that fish?
Oh, no.
Nice fish, Joe.
Hello again. So we've got the results in from Hallcroft Fishery's match yesterday. The first section winner was Pete Jackson, £31 11oz from peg 5. Next was Pete Lambert with £29 2oz from peg 49. And then we have Sean Anran from peg 14 at £15 7oz. And then Alan Slack with £37 14oz from peg 67. Alan was also fourth in the match. So well done to the section winners. Yesterday's match was a bit tough. 19 anglers fished. We had a total of £408, which is only an average of £21. There was 5 did not weigh as well. So it was an absolute goal yesterday. Really hard on, I think the left-hand bank had most of the did not weigh. It was a really tough match. It's such a massive complex. There's lots of fish in there, and you can bag up on certain pegs. And if the fish move around the shoulder in front of you, you can have a really good day. But it can be quite a attritional place to fish. It's not easy, but it is a lovely place to go. It's well set out, and we always enjoy a visit there. But it's by no means an easy place to catch fish. Of course, unless you draw one of the flyers. So on to the top 3 now. Third place was Roger Summerscales with £48 3oz from peg 21. Well done, Roger. Second was Scott Dibble with £54 13oz from peg 23, which included absolute monster of a fish at £19 12oz. I think the biggest carp of the James Moat angling season so far, and I think it was Scott's personal best as well. So well done to catch that in the match, Scott. Brilliant. And then on to the winner then. So all the talk was about drawing peg 2, and whoever drew peg 2 was going to win the match. It's the peg that everybody wants because of the concrete block that's in it and the depth on the side of it and the other side of the margin. So and it went to me, didn't it? So I drew peg 2 out of the bag. I think my name was Mud for a few minutes, but it's just how it goes. It's I've been on that venue before and sat on a few pegs already. £19, £12, £20, £25. So I've done my time on some of those other pegs. It's brilliant to draw that peg. So I've ended up with £69 15oz from peg 2. Caught all caught to the margins to my right. I think at 18 or 20 carp in the end. But I got, by about 1 o'clock I got that 13 carp in the net. But throwing one back, that £6 that I dropped in. So that's how not to put a carp. And if you want a carp in a keeper, but if you watch the footage carefully, you'll see I didn't quite get the landing net in, and I've got my rod rest was slightly impeding because it's such a big landing net. As I always put on there because Hallcroft always use a big landing because there's such big fish that's in there down the margins. So that's definitely how not to do it. Luckily, it didn't cost me a place. I thought it was going to, Said it was £69.50 an ounce. It was enough to win the match. Definitely £100 on that peg. So could I caught some more fish? Yes. I didn't lose too many, but the ones I did lose, they buried themselves in the reeds, snapping my pole. Which big thanks to the lads who got the pole back at the end of the match on the boat for me. That was brilliant. Which included half my number 4 section as well, which we've now got to get fixed. I think with everybody there, anybody yesterday who had drawn Thankyou would have won that match, and that's how good that peg actually is. So the fishing guys were smiling down on me yesterday, which was great. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making it. It was great fun to be honest, on the prominent peg and catching fish as well. But onwards and onwards to the next match, and we'll, as always, we'll finish with a few highlights. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll speak again soon. Bye for now. Tiring now. Oh, look at that one. Oh, and that's why I'm using the big landing net. The proper fish this one is. Oh, look at that thing. Wow, what a fish that is. It's a good double. Can't get out the landing net's that big.
That. Big, isn't it? You don't see many of them, do you?
Long fish as well. You going to post for us or not? Good fish. Oh no!